Bonjour. Aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi 25 avril. Today's lesson, essentially because of all the different movements of the students in the class, DC, all kinds of things. The work from today, it's a lot of work, but those of you who will be in class will have 2 days to complete this work. Those of you going to DC, you'll need to take the work with you. So the entire video explains the work, and then on Tuesday, when hopefully we'll all be back together in one place, we'll go over the work and be ready, hopefully, to take our summative on, which will be the email reply. We won't do the summative that very day on Tuesday, but we'll be close to it. Okay, so here you should have a handout that looks like this. So what I want you to do is pause the recording and answer these 3 questions at the bottom. So go ahead and pause. Bon, okay, what are the highlighted words part of speech? You should have hopefully noticed that every one of the highlighted words has a subject attached to it, and that would make those words verbs. What do they mean? Here, would you like? Would we be able to? I would like. You should. I would be able to, or I might. That's what the words meant. And number 3, I'm interested in looking at what you made up of how they are formed. So make sure you have finished that before moving on, and this paper will be turned in. Bon, si vous l'avez fini, alors, bon. Alors, quel est le but aujourd'hui? On va apprendre la formation d'un temps verbal qui s'appelle le conditionnel, et on va le pratiquer aussi. And I should have also added that you will again be practicing a formal email. Bon, ok, on commence avec un show qui s'appelle « À les vacances ». Et ici, on va découvrir, j'espère, le temps verbal, le conditionnel. À les vacances, le soleil, le sable chaud, les cocotiers, voilà. Bon, imaginez que vous avez gagné la loto et avec l'argent, que feriez-vous? Ça, c'est le conditionnel. On the condition that you won the lottery, what would you do? Perhaps you noticed that the conditional, the tense that you also used as your starter, uses the same root or stem as the future tense. All of the irregulars that the future tense has, the conditional also has. But the endings are different. Here are the endings. So to the future stem, you add these endings. What do these endings remind you of? So with the verb faire, je ferai, tu ferais, il ferait, elle ferait, on ferait, nous ferions, vous feriez, il ferait, elle ferait. Those are the imperfect endings. Ouais, ce sont les terminaisons de l'imparfait. So you take the future stem, add the conditional endings to it, et voilà, you have the conditional tense. Therefore, que feriez-vous means what would you do? It's a type of future, but it is a conditional future. On condition that something happens, this would happen. There's an uncertainty to it. Okay, so to take a verb like acheter, I believe we're going to use the je form here. Yes, we are. So on your note page, pause the video and write down, I would buy a yacht. Pause. J'espère que vous avez écrit, j'achèterai un yacht pour Et voilà, j'achèterai. Remember the future stem of those boot verbs, you add the accent. Bon, même acheter une maison de luxe, j'achèterai une maison de luxe. Même verbe. Faire un don. Pause the video, write, I would make a donation. Et voilà, je ferai un don. Passer son permis d'hélicoptère. Put that in the conditional tense. Pause the video, write that in the conditional, and then check out the answer. Et voilà, je passerai mon permis d'hélicoptère. Et bon, voilà, je pense que vous savez déjà comment écrire acheter au conditionnel. J'achèterai une Ferrari. Faire le tour du monde. Voilà, je ferai le tour du monde. D'accord? Rester soi-même. Pause, put it in the conditional. Je resterai moi-même. I would stay the same. I would stay myself. Voilà. Pas beaucoup. Voilà. Si vous aviez 10 000 € pour une semaine de vacances, que feriez-vous? Alors, s'il vous plaît, d'écrire au moins 3 phrases. And you can put these on the back of your starter paper. 3 sentences using the conditional tense, responding to this prompt. If you have 10,000 euros for a week of vacation, what would you do? So pause the video, write 3 sentences using the conditional, responding to that prompt. Pause. OK, pardon, excusez-moi. Alors, maintenant, on retourne à cela. OK, je vois. Now here, there are some key expressions we want to put into our notes because we will see them or could use them on our email reply and also when we do the summative. Et voilà, c'est lente. OK. Voilà, voilà quelques expressions. I'm not going to ask you to translate them, but you can get these into your notes. This is some vocabulaire that is useful, and we're going to use it in future practices. Okay, so pause the video and copy these expressions into your notes. OK, bon, now that you've copied those into your notes, écoutez et répétez. Travailler à son compte. Travailler à temps partiel. Gagner de l'expérience de vie. Améliorer mon français. Chercher du travail. Faire des voyages d'affaires. Être au chômage. Okay, bravo. So we're going to look once more at the formation of the conditional. So if you want to pause right now and form jouer completely in the conditional, give it a try without using your notes and then unpause to see how you do. Voilà, je jouerai, tu jouerais, elle jouerait. Ça, c'est une erreur. There should be that's an error, right? There should be a T there. Always something, right? Oh là là. C'est pas possible. Voilà. OK. Excusez-moi pour cela. Alors, on était il jouerait, nous jouerions, vous joueriez, il jouerait. D'accord? Voilà. And this you already knew about these stems. They're the same stems that are on your future tense card. Now let's take a look at some of these very helpful keywords, key expressions, and let's get them into our notes. OK, voilà. Ici, plus tard. plus tard, later on. À l'avenir, in the future. Dans mes rêves, in my dreams. Si tout se passe comme prévu, if all goes as planned. Quand je serai grand, when I will be grown or bigger. Dans l'idéal, in the ideal. Si tout se passe bien, if all goes well. Si tout va bien, if everything goes well. Pretty much means the same thing. Voilà. Pardon. Dans un an ou deux. Let's see if I can get that to move out of the way. Voilà. Dans un an ou deux. In 1 or 2 years. Pardon. Okay. If you want to freeze this pane or pause the recording, and then here are the translations just to see that there is some language that you might find useful in your letter and your speaking prompt. So pause and take a look at that. And what we're going to do is now take out, so go ahead and get your future verb card and take a few minutes to, on the reverse of the future card, head it the conditional and write what you need to form the conditional and what it means. And you can repeat your irregulars if you want, but you don't necessarily have to because they're on the other side of the card on the future. So pause the video and take a minute to write up a conditional verb card. Okay, so now to do something to work with another person in class, if you're fortunate enough to be in class, you can jouer au tic-tac-toe, faire un jeu de tic-tac-toe. So just make a tic-tac-toe board, put your subject pronouns in each of the different boxes, and then pick a variety of verbs, the irregulars off your verb card, some regular verbs, there's some on the wall below the alphabet, and have a couple rounds of tic-tac-toe with the conditional. And then when you've had enough of that, you can come back to us and continue the lesson. OK, voilà. Alors, on a presque fini, on a beaucoup fini, on a appris la formation du conditionnel, mais on va continuer à pratiquer la formation du conditionnel. So now we know what the conditional is and how to form it. Now let's get some more practice. Okay. You should also have this handout right here. Again, it explains how to use the conditional up top, and then you're asked to fill in the verbs in the form of the conditional. So go ahead, pause the video, and complete that worksheet. Okay, so there are some other things going on. So if you want to listen to the rest of the lesson and then settle in to complete them. It might be the end, nearing the end of the block, or for those of you going to DC, you may want to just get an understanding of what you should be doing whilst you're en route. So you have a handout that looks like this, and down below, it's basically explaining to you that you have to write an email similar to the email we've already written in class. Your anchor task for this unit and for semester 2 is to write a formal email. So you want to take your cues from this handout and write a really strong formal email. So make sure you're using those formal expressions. You're not jumping right in. You're explaining who you are. But the difference in this one is there's not a person's name. So think about that. How would you address your email when there's not a person's name's actual name? Okay, so that's one of the things that you need to do. And the other thing is you're going to read this dialogue, which is another handout you have, and then answer just 4 questions about it. But the reason we're reading this dialogue is there's a lot of good language in it. So perhaps you can use some of the language to help you in your email. Et voila, that is actually it.